The moment the janitor stepped into the billionaire's office, his entire world seemed to stop. Sunlight streamed through the tall glass windows of the towering corporate building, filling the elegant room with bright daytime light. But Rowan Hayes, a tired single father in a worn janitor's uniform, wasn't looking at the luxury furniture or the breathtaking city view. His eyes were locked on a framed photograph sitting on the billionaire's desk. His hands trembled as he stared at it, because the smiling woman in that picture was the same woman whose photo he carried every day in his wallet, his late wife. Before we continue this emotional story, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel Life Spark Stories if you believe in kindness and second chances. Your support helps meaningful stories like this reach more people around the world. Rowan Hayes was 37 years old, but life had already aged him beyond his years. Every morning before sunrise, he walked his 9-year-old daughter to school, packed her lunch, and then rushed to his job cleaning the enormous headquarters of one of the richest companies in the city. The building belonged to billionaire industrialist Victor Calder, a man known for his success, his influence, and the mystery surrounding his private life. Rowan had worked in that building for almost 2 years, quietly polishing floors, emptying trash bins, and wiping glass walls while powerful executives walked past him as if he were invisible. But Rowan didn't complain. Everything he did was for his daughter, Myra. After losing his wife, Selene Hayes, 5 years earlier in a sudden illness, Rowan had promised himself that Myra would never feel alone in the world. Money was tight. Bills often piled up on the kitchen table of their small apartment. Yet every evening Rowan still found time to help Myra with homework, cook simple dinners, and tell her stories about how strong and kind her mother had been. That bright Tuesday morning, Rowan had been assigned to clean the top executive floor for the first time. The hallway was quiet, the air cool, the windows revealing a clear daytime skyline stretching across the city. When he stepped inside Victor Calder's office to empty the trash and wipe the desk, he expected another ordinary cleaning job. Instead, his heart nearly stopped. There it was, a photograph in a silver frame. Selene's warm smile, her familiar eyes, the same picture Rowan had taken during a sunny picnic years ago. The same photograph he thought only existed in his own home. Confusion flooded his mind. His first thought was that it had to be a mistake, some strange coincidence. But the longer he stared, the more certain he became. It was Selene, the woman he had loved more than anything in the world, the woman Myra still missed every day. When Victor Calder unexpectedly entered the office, Rowan froze beside the desk, holding the photograph with trembling hands. The billionaire paused when he saw the janitor standing there, his eyes filled with shock and emotion. Rowan felt a wave of fear wash over him. Workers like him didn't question powerful men like Victor Calder, yet something deeper than fear pushed him forward. With a shaky voice and a heart pounding in his chest, Rowan asked the question that had been burning inside him since the moment he saw the photograph. Why was his wife's picture sitting on the desk of the most powerful man in the building? For a long moment, the room fell completely silent. Outside the windows, the city moved on under the bright midday sun, unaware that two lives were about to collide in a way neither man had expected. Victor Calder slowly sat down at his desk, his expression softening with a mixture of surprise and recognition. What Rowan did not know was that years ago, long before Rowan had ever worked in the building, Selene Hayes had changed Victor's life in a moment he had never forgotten. During a difficult period when Victor's company had nearly collapsed, Selene had been working as a volunteer at a community support center. She had offered kindness, advice, and encouragement to a struggling man who had walked in feeling completely defeated. That man had been Victor Calder. Her words had helped him rebuild his confidence and continue fighting for his company. After his business recovered and his wealth grew beyond imagination, Victor spent years searching for the woman who had helped him when he had nothing. When he finally learned about Selene's passing, He kept her photograph on his desk as a reminder that the greatest strength in the world often comes from the quiet kindness of ordinary people. Hearing this truth left Rowan speechless. The pain of losing Selene would never disappear, but for the first time he realized that her kindness had reached far beyond their small home. Her compassion had changed the life of a man who now had the power to change thousands more. Victor Calder stood up and looked at Rowan with deep respect. In that moment, he didn't see a janitor standing before him. He saw the husband of the woman who had once saved his future. Weeks later, Victor quietly arranged a new opportunity for Rowan inside the company, offering him training and a stable position that would allow him to support Myra without struggling every day. For Rowan, the greatest gift wasn't the job. It was the realization that Selene's kindness still lived on, shaping the world in ways he had never imagined. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Life Spark Stories so more people can experience powerful stories about kindness and hope. And before the story ends, here is a special request for you. Comment the word kindness if you believe one small act of compassion can change someone's life forever.